Dancehall Masak-Rah. Yo, put that on YouTube and keep a watch it on YouTube.
Try to keep me quiet. Oh, listen to the hi-hat. Rebel music starting up a riot. Yeah. Bless up. A year and a half after the first interview, part one. Part one, Pablo was in Kingston, Jamaica. Part two, we are sitting in Warsaw, Poland. Yeah, it has been a wonderful journey so far. You know, we launched our debut album, which is entitled Judgment Day, 11-track album. One which, if you don't have it by now, you should have it in your collection, you know. It has some wonderful tracks, some motivational tracks on it. It keeps us going every day, and I'm sure it will for you as well. You know, after a year and a half, this is our first tour. You know, it's called a Judgment Day tour, and we are now in Europe. We have been here for, call it 2 months. This is just the last week of the tour. We have had a wonderful time. We had some great shows. It was mostly festivals. Some of the major reggae festival shows, and we had a blast, you know, the Rotterdam and the Summer Jam, Kimsey coming up, all these festivals. It was just a wonderful vibe, and not only that, to see the people and the patrons singing along while we were performing, it gave us great joy within, because it wasn't just one song they were singing or 2 songs, but most of the songs you could see them singing and dancing. It just makes you feel like when you go home, you just want to continue to do the work, because the people are really appreciating it, and just look forward to do more music, some good music, so that people can always be uplifted, you know, and feel like life is worth living. Yeah, so after a year and a half, we still are going to burn. Fire still a rage, and we'll continue raging, you know, just continue working.
Well, as a freelance musician that I was, and I used to, mainly play for backing artists and stuff. There was this one person, a girl who go by the name of Nelly Star. She called me one day and said, there's some guys that are doing some backing for her, and they didn't have a guitarist or something like that, and that's how I made Raging Fyah. Then mainly I wasn't really with the band at that time, and we were just doing backing stuff, and we met up a couple of times with guys from a Luther Continental group and stuff like that, And one day, I think it was Tony came and said to me, if we'd want to join the band or something like that, and I said, yeah, sure, because I've always wanted to be in some kind of group like this, Of all the groups that I've tried, and they didn't reach as far. Nobody never really wanted to put out the sacrifices, like to get in an album, to do what they want to do, like go and be their own artist or whatever you're saying. So this was like a calling, for me from them, and hey, yeah. So I just say yes, yeah. This is what I want to do, yeah.
Wonder when you think it's over, all the wrongs you've done, you will pay, Lord. Oh, one day you meet your karma, you'll be caught in shame and disgrace.
Yeah, I think the unique thing about Raging Fyah is that our lives depend on it. We've tried working with other people, then realize, it's not really us, because they can call another musician anytime, other artists can call another musician anytime, so it's not really your thing. You notice you're working on people's thing, and it's not really for you. So we had to find a way to make something work for you, self-reliance. We had to find a way for it. Make like building your own. As the song says, don't sit aside and criticize, go on and help yourself. So we had to go help ourselves, find something that works for us, make goal out of it. And now that's the only thing about Raging Fyah.
Since the launch of the album, it's been wonderful. Started at the album launch, the turnout at the album launch showed that the people were hungry for the music. It was a massive album launch. They came all the way out to Wiki Waki to support and get their copy of the album. And from August 7, 2011, the music has been going places. The tracks, Judgment Day at one point was the #1 song in Germany. The reception, the disc jockeys in Jamaica, when you find out that disc jockeys in Jamaica are playing our kind of music, which is different from the norm on their radio station, it shows that the music is really being loved. It's not just hype about the music, but it definitely, they can feel the music. And as we say, everybody really appreciate it. When even my grandmother can look and say, boy, her favorite track is Behold. It shows that the music goes across all generations. Because we have I go a country where they go down a Kumar country and I see a little baby. She about 3. She not so old. Yeah, she has sing the song them. Sing the song them word for word, dancing and singing. So it showed a wide gap between generations, and it's definitely been received by the mass, as we are here in Germany, and it's not because we don't look too bad. It's because of the music, you know. It's because of the album and the music why we are here today. So definitely I can say from the bottom of my heart that the music is well received, and we are happy that after creating some good music, it can stand on its own.
Yeah. Well, David Rodigan, you know, is a legendary, what I call him, reggae musicologist. He really know the reggae music still from day one. You know, and when the album was released, I think it was Rory from Stone Love, and also and Scorpio, yeah, and Jack Scorpio. I think those guys really, you know, kinda, everybody know each other still, you know. So the album somehow got to David Rodigan, you know. So after receiving the album, you know, we received a mail from him, you know, about, you know, a review from the album, telling us that the album, you know, is a good album, and he really appreciate the effort, you know, and the music that we're creating. So we have to give thanks, you know, and he's playing the music, you know, on his radio show in England, and we're listening and we hear it, and people call we and tell we, and it's a good look, it's a good thing too for the music as well, you know, for our time, our generation. So
well, definitely there is a movement happening in Jamaica, because the guys from this generation, everybody is trying to get their music up and running. There are a lot of live shows being held, from Jamnesia to our show in Wiki Waki. You have Plug and Play by Dubtonic Crew, you know, so everybody's trying to get something up and running in a positive way with the music. So yes, there's a movement in Jamaica right now.
As it relates to the future for Raging Fyah, you can expect more good music from us. You can expect more promotion from us, promoting our music, whatever it is that we release. You can expect to see more shows from Raging Fyah. You can also expect to see more productions, you know, with other artists, other labels, other companies, other producers. You can expect just a lot of new stuff from Raging Fyah, you know, but we're not going to be dropping short on quality, you know, our content. You know, that will always be a featured part of Raging Fyah and what Raging Fyah do. Because we believe in putting out good quality music for everybody, not just for ourselves, you know, even though we have to approve first before we put it out. But we put out music we make music for everybody. You know, every age group, from the small baby to the grandmother, you know, who is sitting in her wheelchair rocking. Yeah, it is true that we have materials for the next two albums. But we're still creating, you know. That's a part of Raging Fyah that I personally love. You know, we're always creating music. We don't get comfortable or complacent that we have enough. You know, there's always room for improvement. So we see where creating new music is always best in moving forward. And especially with the times that's happening now, you know, everything is a lot faster. You know, one time it was just vinyl, the music was on. Now it's on CD, you know, you can get it on MP3. You can just have a little, you call it, you put in your computer and, you know, you're good to go. You have much albums on it, so that's definitely where we're heading. You know, we have new music always recorded and put down, so yeah, we have material.
Yes, Babandi, a good friend of mine for quite a while, and you know, there was this song he sang, Fire Burning, and you know, I called him up one day and I said, Bob, you know, I think that's just because we are Raging Fyah and you had the song Fire Burning. You said we could, is it possible we could do some, you know, sort of collaboration with the song? And he said, yeah, fine. You know, he was amazed about the idea. And come back to my brethren and say, yeah, it's fine. You know. Well, eventually we did a song called Send Someone For Me.
Someone for me, I'm coming home.
Loud and clear.
Send someone for me, I'm coming home.
Until they hear.
Send someone for me, I'm coming home. Send someone for me, I'm coming home.
We running and we can't look back. Don't wanna stay in a Babylon truck. Oh yes, we're running and we can't look back. Don't wanna turn in a no-south.
So yeah, we have 2 new singles releasing on the 22nd of January, titled Nah Look Back and Raging Dread, produced by
Raging Fyah, Rory Stone Love. Yeah, it's preview. You can preview the tracks on YouTube and on SoundCloud. Okay, and these tracks, they were recorded by Grafton Studios in Town in Jamaica. Grafton Music. Sorry. Yeah. Until.
Yeah, man. Rory had expressed a desire, you know, to do two songs with us. You know, he saw us on the streets of Kingston, and you know, he made his desire very, very known to the band members. You know, so we took him up on his offer, and you know, these 2 songs are the end product of that, of us working together agreement. You know. Yeah, man. Well, the Exterminator show was dubbed The Resistance. You know, it was in honor of Fattest Burrell, who died sometime last year. You know, and there were artists on that show like Sizzla, Raging Fyah, John 9, Jesse Royal, and Kayla Bliss. You know, it was a wonderful, wonderful event. It was kept at South Beach Cafe. That's on Masak-Rah Road. Old Hope Road, yeah. Correction. It was wonderful. You know, anywhere from about 700 to 1,000 patrons were there. You know, it was a wonderful vibe, you know. Yeah, you know, Rebel Salute coming up on the 19th, Saturday. It actually starts, the festival actually starts on Friday, the 18th. You know, it's a 2-day festival for the 2013 edition. You know, it's very special. You have artists like Barris, you know, you have Chronics, you have Nomads, you have Protege, you have Raging Fyah, you have Rashad. You know, so it's a nice vibe, you know, and people are just oozing with excitement just for the festival to begin. And coming up other shows, we have Jazz Fest.
Jazz and Blues Festival. Yeah, we'll be performing on Jazz and Blues Festival also on the 25th of January.
South Week Friday.
Yeah, same night with Mary J. Blige and Michael Bolton. So we're looking forward to a great vibe, same way.
Coming up on the 5th of February at MX3 Lawn in Nigel, you know, we'll be celebrating Bob Marley's birthday the day before his actual birthday. But you know, it's a nice vibe, and you know, people should just come on out and just enjoy.
Yeah, and we can look forward. We have upcoming spring tour in Europe coming late March, running into April. We have a few dates confirmed already. We should be going to Germany and Poland, Czech Republic, France and Italy. You know?
Tentative to be confirmed. You know, so it's looking good. The dates are coming in one by one. You know, so
we're just keeping our fingers crossed. Can't wait to see our fans in Europe, you know. Come to the days to see you all.
Raging dread, burning red. Fire in my blood and in my head. Raging dread, feed and fled. Can't stop this, your fire make it spread. Raging dread, burning red. Fire in my blood and in my head. Raging dread, feed and fled. Love me with me, naughty for me, yeah. I say, work hard, work smart. Blessed is the man that walk with Jah.
Give your thanks live. This is Raging Fyah, cooking and spicing in Poland. Them are Fyah and bread, seal up, drop and drum. Watch this, up here Chinese, Thai, all kind of food. Welcome to the food from the West Indies. We have to cook some rice and peas. See there? Rice and peas. Yum, 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 yum. And you can look here, you see pink salmon and broccoli and the food. We have to eat Jamaican style to get healthy and strong so all the fans can continue getting good performances. We got the Polish girls who love good cooking scene. Jamaican woman. Raging Fyah!